Just want to remind everyone that celebration of being Filipino does not end here today. We got to carry that everywhere we go. We got to carry that throughout the year.
Spark, Connect, and Empower is a movement born in San Francisco to engender love and passion for Filipino heritage and culture among Filipino Americans. In the process, connecting them and empowering them as individuals and collectively as a community.
Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Spark, connect, empower, Pinoy 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 ako! Listen, Phil, I'm to the next generation. Millennials, you are the future of the nation. Embrace your past, be proud of who you are. Spark, ignite your pride and curiosity. Connect with one another and with your ancestry. Empower, be the forefront of the community. Be proud of who you are. Pinay ako, taas noo, ang mamalaki ko sa buong mundo. Pinoy ako, I'm proud ako. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be a Pinoy. Pinoy ako, proud ako. Be proud of your race and your identity. Be vanguards of your culture and heritage you'll see. Come and belong, stand tall, then you'll know. It's fun, so fun to be a Filipino. What diverse
Magandang, magandang umaga po mga kababayan. Ako po si Henry Bensurto, Consul General ng Pilipinas, base rito sa San Francisco, but also that of the Pacific Northwest. No? So I said good morning po for those who are living and residing in the Bay Area and in the Pacific Coast. But good afternoon to the East Coast also, mga kababayan dyan. And anywhere you are, good morning, good afternoon, magandang gabi po. Because I understand we're on Facebook Live and this is one of the benefit of these social platforms. We're able to communicate with as many people as possible. So this is the 4th episode po ng ating TNC or Tanong ni Congen. And this morning po, we're on our 4th episode. And today, we will tackle po for the first part yung ating pong issues about immigration policies, no? Updates, new developments. And for that purpose po, we have invited special guests who are experts on this field. No? And in the second part, we will also have now, since the consulate is going to open on June 15, I think it's very good for us now to discuss details about requirements for passport applications. And for that, we have a set of consuls who we will ask about passports and travel documents. So we will have the Deputy Consul General Raquel Solano and Consul Vanessa Leona. But before going into that, we will first go to our first part of our ENC, no? And I think it's very important, especially in the context of the pandemic, no? Also to understand U.S. immigration policy. Ano ho ba yung mga updates dan? And obviously, we need to have experts to tell us directly sa mga kababayan natin kung ano yung mga updates at pangyayari dyan. And for that purpose po, today, we're very happy and we're very glad that pinaunlakan po ang ating pag-anyaya sa kanila. We have today si Attorney Flomi Disa, no? And si Evelyn Alfonso. Maybe briefly, let me give background po. Both of them are very active community leaders, no? By the way, here in the Bay Area. And we've seen them extend help and really reach out to people. No? So si Flomi po is actually a partner of the Reeves Immigration Law Group. No? And he's the supervising attorney of the firm's San Francisco office. Wow. Well, definitely he is a certified practicing lawyer with the State Bar of California and has been for many years a specialist in immigration and nationality law. He actually came from the Philippines and obtained his JD from the University of the City of Manila. I know the current president of that and the previous one. So it's a very good school. I taught one semester there as well. So I'm very familiar. No? So he's also the current president of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines California chapter. And that's very unique. Later we will ask them to explain what that is because wow, there's an IBP in California. And the second guest, we will have Evelyn Alfonso. No? She is the founder of the Alfonso Law Corporation. And she is a JD graduate of the San Beda College of Law. Oh, ka-alma mater ko pala to sa College of Law. So, and she's a licensed attorney in the state of California as well and has practiced immigration, among others, for the last 20 years. Wow, 20 years, but you don't look like that, no? In the Bay Area. And at present, she's also the executive vice president of the IBP California chapter. So let me give the floor first to Attorney Flomi. No, maybe can you? I'm very curious about this IBP California chapter. Ano ba yan?
Magandang umaga, Congen, Bensurto. Maraming salamat sa public service na ginawa po ninyo and this is really a very helpful medium para sa ating mga kababayan para ma-update ang kanilang mga questions or masagot ang mga kanilang katanungan. On behalf of the IBP California, congratulations on this event. Nagpapasalamat po tayo sa patuloy po ninyong paglilingkod bayan. Ang Integrated Bar of the Philippines California chapter po ay the only chapter na nire-recognize ng IBP, Integrated Bar of the Philippines National Chapter, the only chapter outside of the United States. Ano po? At ito'y mga grupo ng mga abogado na naninirahan sa United States at hindi lang sa California. May mga grupo pa tayo na or miyembro na nasa ibang state po kagaya ng New York at Illinois. At kami po, ang IBP was established more than 20 years ago na po kami, right, in 1997, and it was incorporated in the state of California in 1998. At ang grupo po namin ay sila na ma-accredit sa successful passage po ng absentee voting at ng Dual Citizenship Act na marami pong sa mga kababayan natin ang nakikinabang ngayon. Attorney Alfonso will discuss po or briefly discuss po ano po yung mga current activities po ng IBP California.
Ay, okay. Maganda nga yan para malaman din po natin. By the way, no, before Attorney Evelyn, before you answer, I just want to point out that ang IBP California po chapter is a partner of our Spark Connect Empower movement, no? And we're very happy. So as a partner po, Attorney Evelyn, maybe you can give us an overview briefly what you do in the IBP. No?
Okay. First of all, Congen, thank you very much for inviting po sa amin. At congratulate po namin kayo dahil sa ganda at magandang ginagawa ng ating konsulada para makatulong at makatulong sa ating mga kapwang Pilipino dito. So anyway po, we are so glad that we are partners with the konsulada. Ano po ang aming ginagawa? So ang aming pong goal is makatulong po sa ating mga kababayan, and in line with that, we hold free legal consultation po every first Friday po sa ating Philippine Consulate Office sa San Francisco, and tinutulungan po natin dito ang ating mga kababayan sa kanilang mga problema. Nagbibigay po kami ng advice para makatulong po sa atin. And we are very, very thankful because through this partnership na giging successful po yung aming goal na makatulong sa ating mga kababayan through your help. Binigyan niyo po kami ng magandang office at nagmeron po kaming time allotted po, 1 to 3 every first Friday. So punta lang po kayo doon kung meron po kayong mga legal questions para po makatulong kami. Ngayon po, other than that, we also hold forum like talakayan. We support again the Philippine Consulate in doing all its project. So, karoon na po kami ng talakayan noon sa immigration din, and we're planning to hold another one. Depende po sa mga pangangailangan ng ating kababayan. So, we're planning to hold probably in a month or two yung pong mga economic problem po ng ating kababayan, paano sila matulungan. Yun po ang basic natin current activities.
Maraming salamat po, Attorney Evelyn. So, thank you for that. So, ano na po, diretso na po tayo. I'm sure maraming tanong yung ating mga kababayan sa inyong dalawa. So, umpisahan ko na po, Attorney Flomy, no? In the context of the pandemic po, hindi naman po natin to kagustuhan, pero suddenly, because of the pandemic, nagkaroon ng lockdown sa Pilipinas, nagkaroon ng shelter in place dito, nawala yung mga flights ng mga eroplano, natigil po yan. In the process po, maraming Pilipino na nandito, no? At marami rin siguro mga Filipino Americans or Americans na na-stuck sa Manila. But let me go to the situation of the Filipinos who suddenly found themselves stuck in the United States, no? Dahil wala silang masakyang eroplano at hindi sila makalabas. So some of them uh, visitors visa lang ang kanilang pinanghahawakan, no? Which means from my understanding, and perhaps you can point this out later, parang it has a very limited definite stay here. So ngayon po, bigla silang inabutan nung shelter in place and lack of airline flights. So they're here. Ano po ang paano po ba yan? Yung visa nila malapit nang mag-expire. Tapos meron din pong tinamaan on the day flight na cancel, nag-expire yung visa. Pwede niyo po ba silang bigyan ng advice? Ano po ba yung pwede nilang gawin?
Yes, Congen. Ang mga taong mga Pilipino na nandito, usually ang tourist visa ay binibigyan po sila ng minimum or maximum na 6 months. Ano po? At sa mga kababayan natin, usually pag pumupunta sila dito on a tourist visa, for pleasure, visiting family members for example, usually meron silang return flight back home. At ang sabi mo nga, nagkaroon tayo ng quarantine sa Pilipinas o lockdown as early as March. And then sa Bay Area naman po ay I think second week of March na nagkaroon ng shelter in place at hindi po sila makaalis. Now, marami sa kanila ang either nag-file po ng extension at pwede nilang gawin 'yon at sasabihin nila it's beyond their control. They have a return ticket back home but the airlines canceled their flights. Ano po? At talaga naman hindi po sila makalabas. So what we do recommend sa mga clients po ay bago mag-expire ang kanilang yung kanilang stay, yung sa kanilang I-94, they need to file an extension of their status, right? But marami rin sa atin na hindi talaga makalabas, wala silang paraan para makatawag ng abogado or alamin kung ano mga issues tungkol dito. So ang nangyayari po sa kanila ay ang nire-recommend po natin is it's better late than never. Even it's late, pwede po rin silang mag-file ng tinatawag natin ng protonc or motion to admit late filing po ng kanilang tourist visa extension. And it's a good idea for them to document ano po yung kanilang stay dito at yung efforts na ginawa nila to extend. Halimbawa na saan yung airline tickets, ano yung email correspondence na ginawa at makikita rin yung cancellation. Now, ang USCIS po ay very lenient when it comes to this one. So take advantage of this kaysa po ma-overstay. In fact, hindi lang yung mga extension ng tourist visa ang binibigyan din ng liberal na pag-file, pero lahat ng mga immigration applications, ang USCIS po sa kanilang website, nagbibigay sila ng additional 60 days para mag-file sa mga request for evidence sa ibang klaseng application.
Pero attorney, paano po kung for one reason or another, nakalimutan po nilang gawin yan. And then, nung naalala nila, wow, expired na pala yung kanilang visa. Meron pa hubang pag-asa yan?
Yes, Congen, we encourage yung mga kababayan natin lalo na kung wala pa silang flight to still file. Ito yung sinasabi nating motion to admit, request to admit, late filing ng kanilang status, extension of status, o yung non-protonc na parang it goes back to the day where their visa is about or their I-94 is about to expire. So it's better to have something, and then if flights are available, even if they don't receive the decision of their extension, they can go home. As long as bago mag 6 months yung kanilang overstay dito, uwi na sila. Para po wala silang tinatawag na ban. So let's say nag-expire yung kanilang extension yung kanilang visa ng April 1 at hindi nila nakapag-file ng extension. So June na po tayo ngayon. So what we do recommend is that kung wala pang flight, i-file pa rin yan kahit 1 buwan, 2 buwan nang nag-expire ang kanilang status. And let's say wala pang result at may flight na in July, they can go home. Kasi kung ang expiration ng kanilang I-94 was in April, they have 6 months or 180 days para hindi po sila mag-accrue ng unlawful presence at para sila hindi banned ng 3 taon sa pagbisita po ng United sa Amerika.
Linawin ko lang po yan. Medyo parang very interesting yung point na yan. So, ibig pong sabihin nun, kung nakalimutan nilang mag-file, usually po ang first rule, bago mag-expire, mag-file na sila ng extension. Tama po, no?
Tama po yun, Congen.
Pero kung sakaling nag-expire na, nakalimutan nilang mag-file ng extension, huwag silang mawala ng pag-asa, mag-file pa rin sila.
Yes, lalong-lalo na po kung wala pang flight available. Yes, that's the best way to do it, is to file a request to admit the late filing.
And you mentioned 6 months. 6 months po, at the very least, or 180 days na banggit niyo po, kailangang makalipad sila para hindi magkaroon sila ng record at maban sa pagbalik sa Pilipinas. Ang ibig pong sabihin nun, hindi ho sila pipigilan ng immigration pag bumalik uli sila in the future.
That's correct, Congen. So yung bilanggit natin kanina, so April 1 nag-expire, so that 6 months after that would be kailan ba yan? So after nung 6 months sila umuwi, no?
So,
Kasi
April.
walang decision yung or na-deny yung kanilang extension, ban po sila ng tatlong taon.
Wow. Okay. So 3 taon. Pero paano po, of course, just in case lang po, and maybe this is a hypothetical question po, no? Especially in the current context, napaka-unpredictable po ng COVID. Hindi po natin alam kung kailan siya maglalast. In the process, maraming bagay ang hanging, including yung mga flights po. Just in case lang po, na within the 6 months na nag-expire yung kanilang visa, hindi pa rin sila nakalipad. Is there still hope for them?
Yes, Congen, this is an extraordinary circumstance, ano, na ngayon lang po natin nararanasan sa ganitong sitwasyon at USCIS, as we mentioned, is very liberal in accepting late filings. So it's still a good idea to bring that, and even if, for example, palapse na yung another 6 months, is to follow up and take necessary steps and document kung anong efforts o anong ginawa nila para lang magkaroon sila ng lawful status sa United States. Yung pag-book ng flight, keep nila lahat yon para in the future, if that becomes an issue, very handy na po sa kanila na i-present na ito yung ginawang efforts. But despite the efforts, nagkaroon po ng overstay sa United States.
Okay. So that's very important. Attorney Evelyn, meron po ba kayong gustong idagdag doon? Or actually, may gusto po akong itanong. Sabi niyo magpa-file ng extension. Attorney Evelyn, bukas po ba yung mga immigration offices para mag-file ng application, for example, ng extension? At,
Bukas, yeah.
At ano po ba yung epekto ng, parang may narinig po tayong there's a suspension on in-person appearance. Can you illuminate us on those?
Okay. First of all, Congen, regarding that yung filing ng extension, I think the most important thing din na gusto naming i-advise sa mga clients is for us to show good faith. Kagaya po nung sinasabi ni Attorney Flomi, na of course we want to file our extension before the expiration of our stay, bago po mag-expire ang ating status dito sa Amerika. Ngayon, kung talaga pong hindi maiwasan, pakita po natin na ginawa natin lahat ang ating magagawa sa control natin. Ano yun? Siguro po yung mga notice ng cancellation ng flights, itago po natin. Yung ating pong late filing, meron po yung receipt notice, itago po natin din yon. Lahat ng mga dokumento pong mga pinadala natin at natanggap natin, itago po natin. Because yun po ang magiging evidence natin na ginawa natin ang lahat ng pwede nating magawa within our control to show good faith and intent to comply and maintain the conditions of our status and visa in the United States. Now, dun po sa tanong ninyo, kung nagpa-process po ba ang immigration, nagpa-process po sila. Ang hindi lang po naman inaalaw ngayon ay yung in-person contact sa immigration. So they do accept kasi po nagpa-process din po kami hanggang ngayon. So magbibigay sila unti-unti ng kailan magbubukas ulit. And as a matter of fact, June 4 po, that's tomorrow, ang parang starting reference nila, and then little by little they will be issuing change of schedule ng mga interviews hanggang ma-normalize na po ang situation sa loob ng immigration ng USCIS.
Maraming salamat, Attorney Evelyn. Matanong ko naman po, balik pa rin ko naman yung sitwasyon. Tinanong ko po yung mga taong Pilipinong na-stuck rito, no? Baliktarin ko na po naman din yung sitwasyon kasi apektado rin sila. Paano po naman yung mga Filipino na permanent resident ng United States, meron silang green card, na-stuck po sila sa Pilipinas. At di po ba meron yung time na dapat they have to stay in the in the United States, no, yung residency requirement. So umuwi po sila doon and then may hinahabol silang deadline na dapat nandito sila sa Amerika. Paano po yung kung inabutan sila sa Pilipinas na on let's say May dapat nandito na sila but now is June wala pang flight. So ibig sabihin parang yung residency nila medyo maapil. Pakipaliwanag niyo po kung meron po ba silang recourse o pag bumalik sila ng June o July, hindi na sila papapasukin at ika-cancel yung green card nila. At ano po ba yung recourse nila? Attorney Flamin, pwede niyo po ba kami bigyan ng liwanag dyan?
Yes, Congen. Ang mga lawful permanent residents na tinatawag po natin, or green card holder or immigrant visa holders, isa po yan. They're required to stay in the US. That's why they are called residents, lawful permanent residents ng Amerika. Kaya lang yung mga kababayan natin na nag-stay po sa Pilipinas at naabutan po sila ng lockdown, ng COVID-19, and their visit in the Philippines is temporary at nag-stay sila ng extended period of time, na-cancel din yung kanilang mga flight. Ideally po, ang green card holder should not stay outside the US for over a year, right? Over a year. If that happens po, ay marirevoke ang kanilang green card, meaning ma-abandon ang kanilang green card. Now, kung over 6 months po ang kanilang stay, it's okay as long as you can justify yung absence mo sa US. And mostly yung iba, nagkasakit ang family members, nagkaroon ng bagyo at hindi sila makaalis. But and this situation also fits in, dun sa mga exceptions where nagkaroon ng pandemic, hindi sila makauwi at hindi sila makabalik dito sa US at makakuha po ng flight. So there's a long time for them to come back. So if the lockdown was in March of this year, they have until March of next year to come back. So okay lang po silang bumalik as a lawful permanent resident, wala pong issue dyan. Ang issue dyan pong ibang mga kababayan natin is yung mga tawag nito, yung mga nasa Pilipinas na may re-entry permit po, na kumuha sila ng parang permission para mag-stay sa Pilipinas, halimbawa ng 2 taon dahil sila nag-aaral ng bugasya or nagme-medisina or nagne-nursing, and marami pong mga kababayan natin nagtatanong paano po mag-expire na yung kanilang re-entry permit. So what we advise them is to call the embassy, US Embassy in Manila when it reopens. Hanggang ngayon po, as I mentioned kanina before our discussion, ang US Embassy po ay sarado pa at marami sa mga kababayan natin, they try to email and they try to call the embassy, but they're still closed. So what we do advise them is even if those re-entry permits expired, their green card is expiring, call the embassy because they will give you, and they advise you what to do after they reopen. But as of now, this is an extraordinary circumstance where we can justify yung long absence po ng mga green card holders sa Amerika.
So, linawin ko lang po yan. So, halimbawa po, umalis sila ng Amerika, green card holder sila. Umalis sila ng May of last year, no? So, dapat po, hindi sila, sabi nyo, hindi dapat mawala ng 1 year, no? Parang yun maximum absence. So, meron na po silang ticket nung May. Kaya nga lang po, nag-lockdown ngayon, wala ring airlines. Pati June, wala rin. So, expired na po yung 1 year nila, nag-lapse na, no? So, yan po, may sabi po ninyo, it's a valid excuse. No? Tama po ba?
Tama, Congen, but before they travel, and as of now, kung wala pa ring flight. So what we do recommend sa mga kababayan natin is to, usually in a ordinary situation, na wala itong pandemic, pag nag-expire yung 1 year na or magbawa dyan na po sila sa Pilipinas, ang nire-recommend namin sa kanila is to get what we call a boarding letter from the embassy. Kasi ang problema ho dyan, kayo po nag-book ng flight nyo at nakita ng airlines na more than 1 year ka na sa Pilipinas, they might prevent you from boarding. So yun ang problema dyan. Or last minute, tumatawag ang embassy kasi nagkakaroon po ng manifesto, di po ba, ang airlines sa embassy. So sinasubmit nila yung mga passengers. And tatawagin ka na lang last minute, tatanggalin ka sa upuan mo na you're not able to board because wala kang kaukulang dokumento. So what we do advise sa mga kababayan natin before they board, unless there is a specific advice po ng embassy na pwedeng bumalik kahit walang boarding letter, right? We advise them na pumunta sa embassy pag nag-reopen yan at kumuha po ng boarding letter doon po sa mga nag-expire na ng kanilang o nag-overstay na sa Pilipinas o nag-stay na sa Pilipinas ng over 1 year.
Oh, okay. So yun po, merong boarding letter. So ibig sabihin, mag-communicate sila sa US Embassy. Yan ang rule of thumb, no? Na
Yes, Congen.
recommend. Okay, so importante. Otherwise, so doon po sa mga kababayan natin na nasa ganyang sitwasyon, make sure na alam nyo po yung expiration at kailan kayo babalik, and make sure if you think you're in that situation, rule of thumb po, try to communicate with the US Embassy tulad ng nasabi niyo. And kanina po sabi rin ni Attorney Evelyn, good faith. You have to be able to show good faith. So kung wala mang sumasagot, make a record po. Tama po yun, no? Make a record of your attempts to call and to show that you have exerted in good faith. Yun po. So yung good faith po, hindi lang basta ordinary term yun. It has a very technical sense. Tama po ba yan, Attorney Evelyn? May legal implication po yun, yung tinatawag good faith?
Basically po, gusto po nating, i-remember natin that everything that we're requesting is of course subject to ultimately sa discretion po, di ba, ng US Embassy. So, kung tayo po ay humihingi ng tulong, kailangan ipakita natin ang ating good faith, yung ating kagandahang loob na ginawa natin para patunayan na sinubukan natin gawin lahat. Pero itong pandemic is extraordinary eh. Kumbaga beyond the control natin. So ako po ba'y hindi niyo bibigyan ng aking hinihingi samantalang ako naman po ay lawful resident ng Amerika? Binigyan ko po kayo ng mga dokumento to prove na meron akong flight, kailangan ako sa Amerika ng ganitong araw, pero wala po talagang flight dahil ang mismo pong airlines ang nag-cancel. Siguro naman po maiintindihan yun ng US Embassy na pabalikin ang mga lawful permanent resident because under the law po, ang mga green card holders, they are protected by the US Constitution because our green card is being treated as a parang right for life, property and liberty, which is protected by the due process clause of the Constitution. Hindi po yun basta-bastang matatanggal. Pagka po gustong tanggalan ng green card, ang isang green card, hindi po nyo pwedeng kunin kaagad yun. Pinapadaan din po yun sa korte. Binibigyan po ang tao ng pagkakataon. Bakit hindi ka namin dapat tanggalan ng green card? So ganun din po yun. Yung basic concept, yung technical concept, pag humarap tayo po sa judge, siyempre, babalansehin po ng judge. Ano ba nangyari dito? Ikaw, green card, ano bang ginawa mo? So para mapakita natin, wala po akong intensyon i-abandon ng green card ko. Ako po ay nagbabakasyon lamang. Ito po ang aking original flight schedule. So I think if we can show that, everything will come into place because it's all about justice being served, the due process being given to us. And ultimately, pakikinggan naman po tayo ng ating US Embassy. Lalo nga po sabi ni Attorney Flomy kanina, right now because of the pandemic, global po ito. Hindi lang po Amerika, linyan po ang ating mga US embassies and all the USCIS offices. So, though they're lenient, pakita po natin ang atin din pong ginawa.
Wow. So, importante yan, na-mention nyo po, no? So, ibig sabihin, kahit hindi pa sila citizen ng bansang ito, wala silang US passport, meron lang silang green card, they still have a right. Yun po, no? Importante. So, because they have a right, even if they're not yet citizen, as a legal resident, they are entitled to due process. Yun po yung mensahe ninyo. Wow. So, importante po yan sa ating mga kababayan. No? So, know your rights. Yun po ang message ni Attorney Plummy at Attorney Evelyn. Know your rights, and when you know your rights, then you know eventually whether it's violated or not, and you will also know the remedy. But ang importante dyan, wag na, as much as possible, you are not experts on these matters, we go to the experts and get their help. So if we need help on immigration, we try to get that help. No? Parang ganun po. And salamat po dyan. Pero may isang minuto na lang po tayo, pero tingin ko po parang sa akin importante po rin ito. Kasi po nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, nagkaroon ng proclamation suspending immigration in the US, no? Pwede niyo bang ipaliwanag yung iba't ibang aspeto niya, katulad na may mga tanong, when did the proclamation become effective, and when will it be terminated, no? Temporary lang ho ba yung proclamation na yan o permanent na ho ba yan? In the first place, is the president empowered to do that po, no? Yung mga tanong. And then, how do I know, no? Well, how does one know if the application is impacted by the proclamation, and sino-sino ho ba yung mga exempted at sino-sino yung apektado ng proclamation na yan? So, maybe in a minute or two, pasensya na po kayo, no? Maybe you can give a summary. Attorney Flomy, maybe you can give your thoughts on that.
Yeah, yes, Congen, the proclamation suspending entry of immigrants who are present risk to the US labor market during this pandemic, that became effective po noong April 23. Signed by President Trump. Ang sinasabi, this is 60 days suspension. So, wag mabahala mga kababayan natin, dahil even without this proclamation po, hindi naman po gumagalaw ang mga visa processing po or yung interview sa US Embassy. Now, this applies only for people who are applying for a green card. So yung mga tourist visa, student visa, fiancé visa, hindi po affected. So malalaman po natin kung i-extend po ni President Trump ang proclamation na to before June, malapit na, June 23rd, kasi po automatic mag-expire po yan. At syempre, ito yung mga maapektuhan lang ay yung mga wala pang green card holder, yung nakapending ang kanilang petition po. Pero ang maganda sa mga exceptions po nito ay yung mga green card holder na gaya ng napag-usapan natin kanina na meron na silang green card or nasa Pilipinas lang sila na nagbabakasyon at na-stuck sila doon, they are able to come back. So hindi po sila kasama doon. Or yung mga US citizen po na may asawa at sila ay nakapending ang petition. So yung mga asawa po nila at mga minor children below 21, they are exempted. They are still able to come back, under the regular petition. So ang wish po natin, Congen, I know we don't have a lot of time, for the immigration aspect, since last week, we have been waiting for the president, or if the president is going to extend yung suspension po ng immigration. At paghandaan po natin yan. We are also waiting for the gradual, as we discussed, reopening po ng USCIS, dahil even if we reopen, hindi po kagaya dati na maraming interview, and of course that would maybe cause delay sa mga taong nag-apply ng kanilang green card at kanilang citizenship. So hindi natin alam how it plays out sa ating ekonomiya at sa ating immigration. And also, isegway ko na rin natin, we're still waiting din ang US Supreme Court natin, and this is gonna be a big news sa immigration community tungkol po yung sa DACA, dahil marami rin Pilipino apektado dito. The US Supreme Court is going to decide yung fate po ng mga deferred action for childhood arrivals. We are anticipating that is going to be this month ng June of 2020. So hintayin po natin kung ano yung mga next updates po sa immigration, pero marami po ang mangyayari, at titignan po natin at antabayanan. You can look at the Facebook po ng Philippine Consul General at sa ating mga website ng mga abogado at ng IBP. We will continue to update po ang ating mga kababayan tungkol po sa imigrasyon sa United States.
Maraming salamat po. Medyo ang daming issue nun. I think we will have to have a second episode on this, especially pag lumabas yung sa DACA. I hope you don't mind, Attorney, if we invite you again, the two of you, to speak on these issues when, at an appropriate time. So we'll antabayanan po natin yan. But We're running out of time, but I think for the last point, I will have to let me ask for a question from our Facebook listener. No, if I may throw this question to Attorney Evelyn, meron po ditong tanong, babasahin ko po. Ito po ay tagapakinig natin sa Facebook. No, question from FB Sir. Hello, pwede po ba mag-apply ng citizenship ko? Nag-process na ba ang US CIS? Please give me advice kung possible na at may delay po ba? Kompletuhin ko na, may isa pa rin, mukhang related naman to. Citizenship ko, it's the same. Give me advice. Okay. Hello, pwede po ba mag-apply ng citizenship? Nag-process na ba ang US CIS? Please give me advice kung possible na at may delay po ba? Attorney Evelyn, maybe you can answer that.
Yes. Dun po sa tanong na pwede ba mag-apply, pwede po tayo mag-apply dahil wala po yung prohibition at hindi naman po kasama yun dun sa proclamation that you cannot apply. So you can apply po. Now, tinatanggap po yan ng USCIS. Kami po ay nagsasubmit din ng mga application. So they're processing it. Now, siyempre po, ang pwedeng magkaroon ng delay ay dun po sa scheduling of their interviews. Kasi siyempre, ito po ay in-person interviews. So, dun lang po tayo pwedeng magkaroon ng konting delay. Kasi siyempre po, sa dami po ng posibleng mag-apply ng mga aplikante, pwede pong magkaroon ng delay lang sa scheduling ng interviews. But they have the right. Pag entitled at eligible na kayo, we encourage to submit your application.
Okay. Maraming salamat. Wow, ang dami kong natutunan. Immigration 101. So hopefully we'll have an immigration 102 no? Next time. I think ang dami pa akong gustong itanong. I see that there are a lot of questions from our Facebook pa rin. No? What we'll do po, we'll collate them and then pass it on to you po. And hopefully we'll try to answer them next time. So sa ating pong mga panauhin ngayong umaga, we are most grateful po from the Philippine Consulate General and ating mga kababayan. Marami po kaming natutunan sa inyo and we're most grateful for that. So thank you po. So at this point po, we'll shift now to the second part of our talk show. Ito po yung tungkol naman sa mga passport. Alam po natin na we're in a lockdown and we were supposed to open June 1 but because of the announcement of the San Francisco government, which we understand obviously, that has been adjusted. So maybe Consul Van, can you tell us kailan ho ba magbubukas talaga yung konsulado? Can you give us a note on that?
Good morning po, sir, and good morning to all our viewers po. Thank you for tuning in. So, kasama po dun sa announcement that we already placed on our social media and we already sent out to the public, June 15 po ang ating opening sa consulate. Ibig sabihin po nito, pwede na silang mag-avail ng ating consular services, katulad ng pag-renew ng passport, passport releasing po dun sa mga passports na available na natanggap na po natin at na-apply na nila before the lockdown, dual citizenship, legal and notarial services, civil registration, and social security system services. So ang mahalaga lang po dito, sir, katulad po ng inyong discuss last week, is kailangan nilang mag-set ng appointment. So binuksan na po natin ang ating appointment for June 15, kaya po available na po ito. And ang paalala lang po is no services shall be provided to walk-in applicants. This is of course in view of our need to protect the public and to protect our personnel from and then practice social distancing, sir.
Okay, I think importante yan, no? So hindi naman yung by appointment is not a whimsical, decision, but really the objective na banggit nyo nga po, Consul, is really to protect the public and also the staff providing services, because sayang naman po nagstay na tayo ng 2 buwan tapos masasayang lang yan because we forget about social distancing and all the protocols necessary to minimize and mitigate the impact of the pandemic. No? So I think it's for all our good. So we should. So I think that's a very important point. But Consul, meron po kasing mga nagtatanong sa FB, sa ating Facebook. Ang tanong po nila, ano po ba yung pwede nilang gawin? Dahil pa-expire na yung passport nila, no? And then close pa ho tayo, pero pa-expire na yung kanilang passport. Hindi naman po sila makapunta sa konsulado para makapag-apply ng bagong pasaporte. Ano po bang masasabi niyo tungkol dyan?
Yes, Congen, to answer that, we can extend the validity of passports. Yung pa-expire pa lang po, yung mga expired na, hindi na po yun pwede. They'll have to wait for the chance, the opportunity to renew their passports. In person po yun. So yung extension of validity of passports, meron na po tayong authority from Manila na we can extend for 1 year. Only for 1 year, we can extend the e-passports. Kasi nga po, given this situation of the pandemic and of course in the Philippines, naka-lockdown din po at yung mga opisina din po ay sarado previously. So we are able to extend the passport validity. Opo. May requirements po yan. They can check our website for the requirements.
Salamat, Consul Van Jan. No? So parang ang gusto niyo pong sabihin, parang kung may passport sila about to expire and they need the passport, but in the meantime, because of the pandemic, ang daming uncertainty kung kailan mapoprocess yun. No? Obviously understandable because kung may shelter in place dito, apektado rin po yung mga manufacturing center na nagpoproseso ng passport doon. So may mga uncertainty. So kung ganyan po ka-urgent na yan, ang sinasabi niyo po, pwedeng i-extend natin, no? So instead of renewing, so yung renewing po kasi it takes some time kasi ipapadala pa yun sa Pilipinas, ipoproseso doon, and then ipapadala dito. So it takes some time. In the meantime, kung kailangan nyo na mag-travel and your passport, and palagay ko, Consul, tama rin po, no? Applicable to kasi pag magta-travel sila, for example, to Europe, kailangan may yung validity ng passport nila 6 months din, no?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, imbis na mag-apply po kayo ng bagong pasaporte, pa-extend nyo na lang po. Pero Consul Van, paano ba ini-extend yan?
Sir, so between the period of June 1 po and December 31, 2020, we can extend the validity of the expiring passports. So kung gusto po nila mag-apply nun at hindi rin sila makabiyahe, especially po yung mga out of state, sa iba-ibang states na under our jurisdiction, they can send their application via mail. So we've put this in our announcement. They can apply for it, address it to the Philippine Consulate General in San Francisco, attention passport section. Of course, our address is 447 Sutter Street, 6th floor, San Francisco, California, 94108 ang zip code. So siguraduhin lang po natin na nakalakip ang mga sumusunod na dokumento at requirements. So yung pong letter signifying your request to apply for the extension of passport validity, nandiyan po yung full name, complete contact information, mailing address, telephone, mobile number, and email address. Para makontak din po namin kayo kung may mga iba pa pong requirements na kakailanganin. Of course, yung original na valid passport pa po. Again, hindi po yung expired na passport, kailangan valid pa, pa-expire pa lang. And then completed application form. Nandun po sa website natin yan, yung mga forms na yan. At yung pong signed waiver form for extension of validity of passport. Nakasaad po dyan kung ano po yung reason nila. May urgent travel po ba kayo? Yun po. May kasama din po sa requirements ay yung 1 passport size photograph with white background. Yung proof of Philippine citizenship, for example, resident alien card, permanent resident card, processing fee of $20, and this should be in money order, bank draft, certified check, or cashier's check. Hindi po tayo tumatanggap ng personal checks or credit cards. Mahalaga din po yung self-addressed US Postal Service, regular flat rate, or priority mail with a tracking number. Mahalaga po yung tracking number. Kasi hindi po ime-mail ng konsulado yung passport ninyo na na-extend na validity kung ang self-address nyo ay walang tracking number. We're doing this for their security purposes po, sir. Yun po. Just to note lang, sir, para sa mga magbiyahe na hindi papunta ng Pilipinas, still may caveat po yan. It's still up to the immigration authorities kung accept po nila, tanggapin nila yung extended passports. Kasi po may kanya-kanya ding border control rules ang mga bansa. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so ang ibig sabihin, I think very important, no? Kung hindi nila kailangang pumunta ng konsulado physically, to be physically present doon para ma-extend yung kanilang pasaporte. So ibig sabihin po, pwede nilang gawin ito sa pamamagitan ng mail or by courier, no? Tama po ba?
Yes, sir. Tama po.
Okay. So kung ibig sabihin, kung tingin nila kailangan na nila ng passport at mahirapan silang pumunta dahil may lockdown, pero kailangan nila yung passport and within 1 year, they don't have to apply for a renewal. Ang isang option nila, pwede silang mag-apply ng extension by mail.
Tama po, sir.
Okay. And this is an extraordinary help that was extended by the government because of the pandemic, no? Kasi alam ko po, tinanggal na yung extension before, no? Na binalik po because of the pandemic. So it's an extraordinary measure in an extraordinary circumstance. And that's why 1 year, hopefully, no? But after 1 year, we don't know whether it will still be extended depending siguro sa pandemic po, ano? Okay. Okay, I think that's very important. And then yung mga requirements lang, they have to comply with that. Maybe, ma'am, can you show us again kung saan nila pwedeng ipadala yung email nilang passport for extension? Yes,
sir. So they can check our website po. It's www.philippinesanfrancisco.org. Opo. So nandiyan na po yung mga forms, sir, that they can download and fill up.
Ma'am, may tanong lang po ko isa. Kanina nabanggit niyo sa requirements. So ipapadala nila obviously yung passport, no? And they have to check the expiration. Kasi kaya tinatawag na extension dahil hindi pa expired. Kaya extension po, no? So pagka-expired na ho yan, hindi na pwedeng i-extend. Tama po ba yun?
Tama po, sir.
Okay. So sa ating mga kababayan po, please check your passport kung expired na yan o hindi. Kasi kung expired na, hindi pwede yung remedy na extension because there is nothing to extend in the first place. So ang pwede lang pong i-extend ay yung hindi pa nag-e-expire pero kailangan nyo magbiyahe 6 months siguro para makapunta kayo sa ibang bansa and so you need the passport, pero hindi naman kayo magkapag-apply ng renewal because may mga uncertainties pa, and so this is the extension, no? Pero may nabanggit po kayo doon sa requirement, parang dapat ipadala rin nila yung permanent resident card as proof of identity. Bakit po kailangan pang ipadala kung permanent resident sila yung kopya ng card nila? Hindi po ba sapat yung passport nila?
It's one of the requirements, sir. So kopya lang naman po yung papadala nila.
And beside kasi just to make sure kaya ni-require ng Manila dahil may mga sitwasyon na meron silang passport na valid pero habang valid pa yung Philippine passport nila, in the meantime, before the expiration ng passport, naging ano sila, no? Naging Amerikano, no? Tama po ba, Consul, no?
Tama
Kasi
po, sir.
kung nag-take ng oath sila, technically, strictly speaking, yung Philippine passport nila is already canceled automatically by taking an oath, no? So in effect, hindi na valid yon. So to make sure, I suppose, to make sure na Pilipino pa talaga sila, because if they're already American and they have not acquired dual citizenship, there is nothing to extend. Even if then the passport that they have, regardless of the extension, it becomes merely a piece of paper with no legal effect. Tama po ba yan, no? Okay. So that being the case, for certainty na hindi pa Amerikano yun, that's why you require yung card. Because kung meron silang permanent resident card, that means hindi sila Amerikano, no?
Tama, sir.
That means they are legal residents of the United States, but they remain to be a Filipino. No? Tama po ba? Okay. Sige. But, this is just one option. So, passport renewal, extension. But there's another, I think, there's another option then, no? Kung pabalik sa Pilipinas, no? Kung talagang wala ng option na bagong passport. Deputy Consul, we also have Deputy Consul General Raquel Solano. Ma'am, pwede niyo bang ipaliwanag yung nababanggit na travel document? Ano po ba yan?
Ay, salamat sir. Usually po yung travel document ini-issue kapag yung passport ay hindi na agad-agad ng isang pasahero na Pilipino papunta doon sa atin. And normally, ito po yung features ng travel document. It's good for one-way direct travel to the Philippines. At ito ay may validity na 30 days lamang. Ibig sabihin, hindi ito pwedeng gamitin papunta sa ibang bansa o kaya hindi rin siya pwedeng gamitin kung may mga connecting flights. At saka kapag beyond 30 days na, definitely, kailangan i-reissue na yung travel document dahil hindi na yan tatanggapin ng airlines at hindi na rin tatanggapin sa immigration doon sa atin. Ito po yung mga requirements: document application form, affidavit na kung saan sinasabi nila ang kanilang Filipino citizenship, and then yung kopya ng kanilang expired Philippine passport kung may kopya po sila, at saka yung proof of urgent necessity to travel kasi kailangan ding ipakita bakit bibigyan kayo ng travel document kung pwede rin naman palang mag-renew ng pasaporte. Kasi isang option din sa mga expired passport, pwede na silang mag-apply ng panibagong pasaporte. Kaya nga lang, it takes some time. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks, lalo na ngayong panahon ng pandemic dahil may mga delays. So, posibleng hindi na niya pwedeng mahintay pa dahil may emergency nga sa sitwasyon niya. So, kailangan ipakita yung proof na emergency nga yung kanyang travel. And then they need to present to us a copy of their airline ticket, proof of Philippine citizenship, yung nabanggit kanina ni Consul Van, yung permanent resident card, para makita natin na Pilipino pa sila and therefore entitled to issuance of travel document kung kinakailangan. And of course, yung requirement na photographs, 4 po yun, at saka yung processing fee na $30. Normally po itong travel document ini-issue natin sa halip na pasaporte at sa mga mga Pilipino na pauwi doon sa atin na nawala ng passport o hindi mabigyan ng pasaporte. Ito ay ini-issue din natin sa mga Pilipino na pinapa doon sa atin. Ibig sabihin, for example, yung mga natapos na ang kanilang sentence at kailangan ng pauwiin doon sa atin. Ito yung mga for deportation. But at the same time, halimbawa sa panahon ng digmaan o kaya sa merong civil unrest yung isang bansa at wala nang panahon para mag-issue ng mga pasaporte sa mga Pilipino o hindi na marirenew ang kanilang passport because of the instability, ini-issue na lang po natin yung travel document para mapadali ang kanilang pag-uwi doon sa Pilipinas. Basically, sinasabi po natin sa travel document na ang may hawak nito o yung bearer ay Filipino citizen at saka nire-request ng pamahalaan ng Pilipinas na bigyan sila o pahintulutang bumiyahe ng malaya at ligtas. At kung kinakailangan to give them lawful aid and protection. So yun po yung sa travel document na pwedeng ma-issue sa ating mga kababayan.
Maraming salamat, DCG. Pero pwede ho bang gamitin yung travel document ninyo papunta ng Europa?
Ideally po, sir, dinidiscourage natin pagbigay ng travel document kasi it's good only for direct travel to the Philippines and valid only for 30 days. Pero may mga instances din kasi na talagang kinakailangan bumiyahe ng isang kababayan natin at hindi niya talaga mahintay pa yung panibagong passport. There was an instance when we issued this travel document sa isang kababayan natin papuntang Canada at napayagan naman siya na gamitin yung travel document at pinayagan siyang pumasok ng Canada. So, pero hindi po natin saklaw yun kung anong desisyon ng So as much as possible, we discourage the use of travel document in the case of those traveling to other countries other than the Philippines.
So I think importante ho yan, mahalaga, no? Tulad ng nasabi nyo, DCG, yung travel document is a one-way trip to the Philippines. It's not a substitute really for going around the world, no? In the first place, there is a strong possibility and there's a high risk na baka i-disregard ng airline yan if you're going not to the Philippines but to another country. And aside from that, there's also a high risk na baka hindi tanggapin ng immigration or border security ng ibang bansa, no? Because they are not mandated to do that. They are mandated to respect the passport, but not necessarily travel document, no?
Yes.
Because it's temporary. Okay. But there were instances that it has been done, but you're only aware of one instance where it was done, no?
Yes, sir.
Very extraordinary. Okay, so importante pa. And I think given that, it's better not to take the risk, no? Besides, ang instruction naman din sa inyo, sa atin, hindi mag-issue ng travel document if they're going to travel to some other place, no? And we make it clear, and you make it clear sa inyong kliyente na it's a trip back to the Philippines.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, salamat, DCG. I have here a question. Sayang, medyo gawal na tayo sa oras, but maybe as by way of concluding, siguro maybe we can ask this question from our Facebook viewer, no? Umpisan ko po, and I think since related sa nabanggit nyo kanina, umpisan ko yung last point niya. Applied for passport renewal March 11, 2020, but she has not received the passport. How long does it take?
Thank you, sir. Opo. So as announced po earlier, yung mga available na passports na natanggap na po natin from Manila at na-apply nila before the lockdown, they can send an email to us just to check if available na nga po. To, the email address is passport1@philippinesanfrancisco.org. So we can mail to them their passports, given that they provided all the requirements for mailing their passport.
Okay. So nandiyan po sa ating screen, no, kung saan sila pwedeng magtanong. Ang ibig pong sabihin niyan, kung tingin nyo, kung nag-apply na kayo at alam nyo nag-apply kayo pero wala pa kayong natatanggap, wala rin kayo natanggap na tawag. Kasi sa pagkakaalam ko, Consul Van, yung mga nag-apply na nandiyan na yung passport, tinawagan sila, no? Or binigyan ng communication. But just in case po na wala kayong natanggap, but you know you applied and you want to find out kung nandiyan na yung passport ninyo, you have to communicate with us, no? Doon
That's
po
right,
sa
sir.
website na binanggit ninyo, just to be sure. So ulitin po natin, dito po sa website na to, sa email address na to, dyan nyo po i-direct yung inyong katanungan kung nandiyan na ho ba yung passport nyo. The reason for that is because tinamaan po, especially mga March applicants, no? Nung nag-apply kayo, nangyari yung pandemic, nagkaroon ng lockdown sa Pilipinas. So marami pong passports, although nag-apply na kayo, pero yung passport po nasa Manila pa at hindi pa na-i-deliver dito. Simply because wala ring eroplano, no? Wala ring pouch. Hindi po ito pinapadala sa ordinaryo, by the way, because these are secure documents. They are sent to us through diplomatic pouches. So passports are very secure documents and they need to be accorded appropriate security. So just to be sure po, tulad na nabanggit ninyo, Consul Van, magtanong po kayo dun sa email address na i-post kanina sa screen, no? Okay, sige. Meron pa hong tanong dito. What about yung passport that is already expired? So yung passport niya daw expired na, but she has to go back to the Philippines for emergency. Can we apply for extension or renewal? DCG, I think you mentioned the travel document. No?
Yes, sir.
Is that an option?
Yes, sir, it's an option for her kasi lalo na kung nagmamadali siya na pwedeng gamitin po natin. Mag-issue tayo ng travel document o gamitin niya yun sa kanyang pagbiyahe. But we need to know her situation. So, ini-encourage po natin sila na tumawag sa atin at o kaya mag-email sa emergency.sfpcg@gmail.com.
Medyo nawala si DCG, but I think the message of DCG is unang-una, okay, sorry, ayun na si DCG. So dito nila papadala, no?
Yes, sir. Diyan po, sila pwede mag-email o kaya tumawag sa atin para malaman natin ang kanilang sitwasyon at malaman din natin kung paano sila tulungan at para mapayuhan sila kung anong dapat gawin.
Oo. Pero in principle,
yes, sir. Pwede nilang gamitin yung travel document sa pagbiyahe papunta sa atin.
okay, so tulad po ng nabanggit ni DCG, unang-una, emergency yan. So hindi nyo naman kagustuhan yan at kailangan nyo umuwi. Kung wala ho kayong passport, travel document ang sinasuggest ni DCG, or kung expired na yung passport ninyo, travel document ang isang option. But to be sure, mas maganda po na mapag-usapan nyo specifically, and so it's good to communicate dun sa emergency number. So hindi ho pwede yung extension na tulad ng nabanggit ni Consul Van kanina, dahil Consul Van, wala naman siyang i-extend kasi expired na eh. Tama, no, Consul Van?
Correct, sir.
Okay, so
Opo.
that option of extension does not exist. So the only option for you is travel document. And you don't have to, wag po kayong mag-alala kahit sarado pa ngayon yung konsulado, pwede ho, because it's an emergency, pwede hong actionan yan. You just have to communicate doon sa email address o telepono na nabanggit kanina ni DCG. So ito po yung huling dalawang katanungan. Basahin ko na lang po para yung dalawa. No? Hi, my relative has appointment for March 17, but due to the lockdown, it was canceled. How do we reschedule when all schedules for June is sold out? When are the schedules for July or succeeding months opening up? DCG or Consul Van, can you answer that?
Sir, kung maaalala po natin noong March 17, yun na yung pong nagsimula na yung kumbaga yung shelter in place, or actually it's on the 18th, but hindi na nga natuloy siguro yung appointment niya dahil nagkaroon tayo ng ganong development. So ang pwede po niyang magawa is kumuha na lang siya ng panibagong appointment through the appointment system nakalagay po dyan sa ating screen na pwede nilang i-click or tingnan ang ating website philippinesanfrancisco.org. Sinasabi niya na puno na yung sa June, pwede lang po siyang maghintay, ibig sabihin, for July. So abangan na lang po nila ang ating announcement sa ating Facebook at sa ating website kung kailan i-open uli ang ating appointment system. Kasi as of now, hindi pwede tayong magbigay ng tiyak na date kung kailan natin i-open kasi inoobserbahan pa rin natin ang sitwasyon dahil hindi porket nag-open na ang ekonomiya, although in a gradual manner, hindi ibig sabihin na nawala na yung pandemic. So inoobserbahan pa rin natin yung epekto ng mga social distancing measures na ipinapatupad ng concerned authorities at kahit din sa konsulado. So posible kasing mabago ang sitwasyon, pwedeng mag-restrict uli o pwedeng lumuwag na. So ganun din sa konsulado, gusto nating matansya kung safe na bang magdagdag tayo ng appointment slots or i-maintain natin yung number ngayon ng appointment slots for that different consular services. So ang magagawa na lang po natin ay mag-abang sa ating announcement sa Facebook at sa website. But most likely, kung halimbawang July ang tinitingnan natin na date para mag-apply, siguro a few days before July, 2 or 3 days, siguradong meron na tayong i-open na appointment slots for that. So ang advice po natin, mag-abang na lang po sila sa ating mga announcements.
So ang ibig pong sabihin niyan, DCG, anytime naman pwedeng lumbas yung July, but we're still observing, sabi niyo nga po, because of so many uncertainties, no? And in fact, there are talks of a second wave, no? Hopefully, sana hindi mangyari yan. So we're adjusting. So pasensya na muna siguro, all we can ask. Unfortunately, yung original appointment po na-cancel because there was a shelter in place that was put in place, and the consulate has no option but really to follow regulations and guidelines of the local government here, no? But then now that it's slowly easing up, we're slowly reopening. But it's not parang biglang bukas na ganyan because uh, obviously it's not the same normal that we had before the shelter in place. Many things have changed and we are still coping with the new normal that we have, no? And so we're doing this in a prudent way. We don't want a sudden surge where people suddenly converging all at the same time and space, and therefore create a higher risk for the spread of the virus, no? So we are very mindful of this, obviously your safety and ours, but on a day-to-day po, we are evaluating, you are evaluating the day-to-day situation development. So anytime po, anytime when there's a good determination that July, everything is really normalizing and there's no second wave, and talagang certain na tayo na walang second wave, and the curve is already flattening, and there is a momentum on that, then we will adjust accordingly. Yun po yung gusto nyong ibig sabihin din, DCG, no? So the point is antabayanan po. Maybe for the last question, my passport will expire in September 2020, and I am planning to go to the Philippines in August. So mag-expire September pero gusto niyo nang umuwi ng August. Can I still use it to renew? So imbis na dito siya magpa-renew, uwi siya ng Pilipinas and doon niya i-renew yung kanyang passport pag nandoon na siya. Is that possible?
Yes, sir. Very quickly, sir. He or she can still use that passport na pa-expire pa po, traveling back to the Philippines. And then he can renew it in the Philippines. Yun po. Or
Okay.
pwede rin natin i-extend yung validity ng passport if you want to be sure. But technically, yes, he can use it po.
Actually, tama ka, Consul Van, no? To be on the safe side, madali naman mag-extend eh. Hindi naman din kailangan yung personally yung mag-appear. Ang best option really is to extend it, and then pagbalik nyo sa Pilipinas, pwede nyo rin i-renew yan. Even while it has been extended. Para lang to be on the safe side. But in theory, well, not just in theory, but it's a real option for you po na you can still go home in August and then do the renewal here. Kaya lang po may risk lang ng kaunti yun. Paano kung hindi kayo kagad makapag-apply and you need to be back to the United States? Baka ma-delay lang, no? But this is something for you to decide. Obviously, this is a judgment call on you, but the answer to your question is yes. And ordinarily, don't worry about the 6 months. No, there's a general rule na you travel, pero yung passport mo has a 6 years validity. That's true if you're traveling elsewhere, but if you're going back to the Philippines, that should not be a problem. You're a Filipino, you should be allowed to enter even if your passport is expiring less than 6 months. So I think okay, ang dami pa hong dapat i-discuss, no? But I think we're way over our time already. So next time po we will discuss another issue of importance sa inyo po, and today we are very grateful to our honored guests. These are people that we know personally who have been dedicated leaders of the community. So their sincerity and dedication are unquestionable. And so we're very grateful that they, Attorney Flomi and Attorney Evelyn, for getting out of your time to guest here and be of service to the public. So Maraming salamat po sa inyong dalawa at salamat din po kay Deputy Consul General Raquel Solano at kay Consul Vanessa. Tulad po ng dati, we are also grateful sa ating mga kababayan. If you have questions, and I know 1 hour is not enough to answer all your questions, but we will continue with this until all your questions are answered. So wag po kayong magsasawa. Please send us your questions. If we're not able to answer them or ask them today, for sure, in our next episode, we will try to answer those questions. And so hanggang sa muli pong pagkikita natin sa susunod na episode o kabanata ng ating Tanong ni Congen, from the bottom of our hearts, mag-iingat po kayo, keep safe, alagaan po ninyo ang sarili ninyo at ang inyong mga pamilya. Matatapos rin po ito. May hangganan din po ito. And hopefully, when this is done, people hopefully, and we will all be more compassionate and we will be better persons after this. So thank you very much po, and hanggang sa muli, mag-ingat po kayo. Thank you. Today, we remember not only the heroism of our World War II veterans and our heroes of old, but the fresh heroism of our modern-day heroes, Filipino frontliners in the Philippines, in the United States, and elsewhere. As in the harsh conditions of war, our heroes today continue to battle on a daily basis the perils of the coronavirus pandemic. They make the most out of the difficult situations they find themselves in to save lives. Despite the risk to their own lives, they trudge on, continuing with their tasks, making sacrifices in the name of duty, honor, and commitment to their family, their profession, and field of work, to their nation, and to the people of their country of employment. Doctors, nurses, medical technologists, and other medical practitioners, law enforcers, transportation and logistics personnel, to grocery attendants, our kababayans are out there braving the risks and delivering vital services so that the greater populace may survive. As we pray and work for this health emergency to cease, we pay tribute to the frontliners who make it possible for the rest of us to thrive. We also continue to pray for their and their loved ones' health and safety.
Walokom o takalog mauli Philipse, maraming salamat sa pakiking masipak.
Across the United Kingdom, people recognize and appreciate and are enormously grateful for the contribution that Filipino healthcare workers make to our National Health Service.
Thank you to all the Filipinos who are here doing all this amazing work, and to every other immigrant working in the NHS currently.
To our frontliners, from the bottom of our hearts, maraming salamat po. Mabuhay kayo. Pinay ako, taas noo. Pinoy ako, proud ako.